Us internationally. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. It is now 21 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Let's get straight into this morning's word of the day. This morning's word of the day is sacrosanct. Sacrosanct. It's an adjective. First of all, it's spelled S-A-C-R-O-S-A-N-C-T. It's an adjective which means extremely sacred or inviolable. Inviolable. Yes, inviolable. Sacrosanct. This word comes directly from the Latin word, which more correctly should be a phrase sacrosanctus, which means made holy by a sacred rite. Sacro is the ablative singular of the noun sacrum, which is a sacred object or place, sacrificial victim, religious observance or rite. Sanctus means secured by religious sanctions, inviolate as an adjective use of the past participle of the word, which means to ratify solemnly, prescribed by law or consecrate. Sacrosanct entered English in the 17th century. The word of the day this morning, sacrosanct, S-A-C-R-O-S-A-N-C-T. It's an adjective which means extremely sacred or inviolable. An example of the use of the word: voting in the United States of America is a sacrosanct right. It is both a precious obligation and a sacred opportunity. We all have to participate in our democracy, and our voting process should be treated with the gravity and seriousness that it demands. Another example of the use of the word: the result is a standoff between two camps that regard the site as sacrosanct for very different reasons. That's the word of the day this morning, sacrosanct, S-A-C-R-O-S-A-N-C-T, an adjective which means extremely sacred or inviolable. That's the word of the day today. And as you go about your wonderful Wednesday, the thought of today, the thought for the rest of the week, the thought for the rest of 2021, and the thought for the rest of your life. When I give all the thoughts, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't just be for the day, the words that you can take into the future. But for today, it is: please don't judge people. We don't know what it took someone to get out of bed, to look and feel as presentable as possible, and to face the day. We never truly know the daily struggles of others. We never truly know the daily struggles of others. Sometimes we just be mean for being mean's sake. Sometimes we see somebody, either they don't look how we want them to look, or we don't expect them to look, and you never know what a person going through. You never know what it took for them to actually get out of bed. They probably didn't want to. They probably don't want to be where you saw them. They probably don't want to do what you think they're about to do, but they have to do it. Just be nice to people. Don't judge people by the way they dress, by the way they speak, by the way they look, by the way they speak. Just be nice. Don't judge nobody. That ain't your duties. Who's the only person that could judge? The big man upstairs. Don't judge people, just as how people don't know what's going on in your life. You don't know what's going on in their life. You may think you know, but you have no idea. So the thought of today, please, I beg, on behalf of everybody everywhere, don't judge people. We don't know what it took someone to get out of bed, to look and feel as presentable as possible, and to face the day. We never truly know the daily struggles of others. We never truly know the daily struggles of others. Thought of today, the rest of your life. That's the thought. All right, let's see what is celebrated today, the final day of June 2021. Today it is Social Media Day. Social Media Day, observed annually on June 30th. In its short life, social media has redefined how people interact, communicate, and share with family, friends, and the world. It has become an opportunity for us to connect with each other like never before. Friends and family can connect at any time, and marketers can be able to reach consumers in an entirely new fashion. In fact, people use social media for an average of 144 minutes every single day. That's over 2 hours, Because of its impact on society over the years, Social Media Day was born on June 30th, and it continues to grow in popularity ever since. Social Media Day, there are some people, they live on social media. They spend so many hours of their lives on social media. It's a good way to connect, but I call it the devil. Sometimes you go on Facebook, especially in my line of duties. Sometimes you go on Facebook for information and you're gone doing entirely different things on the people. And before you catch up yourself, you see that you're scrolling down the timeline and watching somebody pictures, and what you went there to do, you ain't do. It's a good distraction, and you can spend hours on social media, whichever your favorite sites. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube could take up a few hours well before you know it. Whatever your social media vice is, I don't know what to tell you to celebrate. Maybe spend less time on social media, because I know a lot of us, the operative word here is us. A lot of us spend a lot of hours on social media, so maybe spend less time on social media. On Social Media Day is the opposite, I guess, of what the day is about, but for the hours we spend on it, that could be a good way to celebrate. Less hours, less time on social media. I would try my very best today. Instagram, have me where you want me. I'll try my best to spend less time on social media today on Social Media Day. I'm going to try. The operative word here is try. I'm going to try. You do the same. Social Media Day. All right, now let's get ready for the morning edition of news. For those of you on radio, those of you on our visual platforms, it's time for us to bring you highlights of last evening's newscast. It's Good Morning Grenada on a wonderful Wednesday morning. Stick and stay. We will be right back.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Customer services, bill payment, revenue collections. We are open. NOASA's Lucas Street headquarters.
Come, we are excited to serve you.
NOASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Understanding our ocean is education for life. Encourage your students to learn about marine life, water quality, sea level rise. Let them explore sciences. Encourage them through field trips and scholarships. The more they know, the better they can protect our oceans from litter and climate change. Let them rise to the challenge. The ocean is our responsibility, their inheritance, their future.
This message brought to you by the OECS Commission with funding from the Government of Norway. Remlit, tackling ocean pollution from turf to surf.
The Children and Adolescents Ministries of the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists presents Faith is the Victory Gospel Series. Get ready to be blessed by dynamic young preachers. This life-changing gospel series begins on Sunday, 4th July 2021 and continues nightly at 7 p.m. This series will be streamed on Mission Live GND via YouTube and Facebook. Subscribe now. There will be good gospel singing, prayers, special features, and powerful preaching. Come hear interesting topics such as faith as a mustard seed, the shield of faith versus the fiery darts, and the most powerful secret weapon. Above all, God will be there through the Holy Spirit, offering the free gifts of salvation. Come one, come all, and hear children on a mission. It will be awesome and amazing.
Several individuals will make their first court appearance before the Grenville Magistrates Court on Thursday for their alleged attack on police last Saturday. Details in this report.
7 residents of Monthorn and Mirbeau St. Andrew were arrested and charged by officers attached to the Grenville police station on Tuesday in connection with an attack on police at Mirbeau St. Andrew on Saturday. Javon Alexander, 25 years, a farmer; Rakim Thomas, 25 years, machine operator; Keldon Murray, 23, butcher, all of Mirbeau St. Andrew; and Simmons Horsford, 31 years, farmer; and Kanisha Alexander, 25 years, both of Monthorn St. Andrew, were arrested and charged on 3 counts each of damage to property, causing public terror, and causing harm. Police alleged that it was these individuals who reportedly engaged in an act that resulted in the vandalism of 3 vehicles, inclusive of a police vehicle, and minor injuries to a police officer. Officer in charge of the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Superintendent Vanny Kerwin, addressed the issue during a press conference on Monday.
Police at the Eastern Division's Grenville Police Station responded to noise pollution activities at the Mirbeau area, where a private body party was being held. On arrival at the scene, the police were met with a crowd of about 50 persons who began throwing stones and bottles at the police. In the process, the police transport was severely damaged, windscreen broken, side glasses damaged, and there were damages to the body of the vehicle. 2 civilian vehicles were also damaged in the process. The police, unfortunately, have had to resort to discharging their firearm to stabilize the situation.
Further, Trent Alexander, 28 years, unemployed, and Dante Matthew, 20 years, helper of Mirbeau St. Andrew, were also charged for hosting an event without written permission from the Commissioner of Police. All individuals are scheduled to appear before the Grenville Magistrates Court on Thursday. Chrislina John, GBN News.
The Legal Affairs Department has entered into a state of readiness less than 2 weeks after True Blue Development announced that they have brought arbitration before the International Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes against the government of Grenada. We get the latest developments in this report.
On June 17th, an arbitration suit was announced as being filed by the entities behind the Kimpton Corner Bay Resort against the government of Grenada. True Blue Development, whose principal is Warren Newfield, said they had filed claims on behalf of themselves and other parties that the nearly finished luxury condo resort has been targeted by government to squeeze the project into failure. On Tuesday, Attorney General Dia Forrester confirmed they received the notification of such a claim.
The request of True Blue Bay Development Limited versus the State of Grenada and others, that matter, we have received a request for arbitration. The request for arbitration has not yet been registered by the Exit Tribunal. So pending that registration process, we are not at the stage where we have to take particular steps. Well, what I can indicate is that the government is getting itself in a state of readiness to be able to comprehensively deal with that matter.
Attorney for True Blue Development, Mark Simrot, in an exclusive with GBN on June 18th, said the Grenadian government, within a short span of 4 months, began restricting the US $99 million project for the Kimpton Corner Bay Resort.
Government cut off funding over 3 steps starting in December of 2020, and it did it based upon changing the conditions for the project that had been in place since 2017. And what we have requested from ICSID, which is the World Bank Arbitration Forum, is damages. We haven't stated an amount, but basically we're talking about tens of millions of dollars.
The attorney had also expressed confidence in what he called a strong case in their favor.
It is really hard to understand what the government did, and their explanations don't make any sense, and are easily disproven from the records of the finance ministry itself. So something else is going on here. We don't know what it is. We will dig into it. We will find out. At least that's our history. And so we're feeling confident at the moment.
True Blue Development and the other claimants have also accused the government of a number of treaty breaches. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Attorney at law Claudette Joseph has sought legal representation from Mr. James Bristol QC in filing an appeal against a recent ruling that did not go in her favor. In 2020, Ms. Joseph filed a case in the High Court of Grenada challenging the validity of a fixed penalty notice, a traffic ticket issued to her by a traffic warden.
2 weeks ago, Madam Justice Agnes Acti ruled that although the Grenada Transport Board was not a statutory body, traffic wardens contracted by it were lawfully hired and could perform the functions and duties assigned to them. Further, although they perform certain limited functions traditionally performed by police officers, traffic wardens are not police officers. Ms. Joseph says her main contentions are that 1. In amending the Road Traffic Act to establish the Grenada Transport Board, which was given the power to, among other things, appoint traffic wardens on contract, Parliament contravened Section 84 and 89 of the Constitution. Secondly, traffic wardens perform certain police functions and are not lawfully employed by the Transport Board. And thirdly, that the police service is part of the public service established by the Constitution. Therefore, traffic wardens are to be treated as police officers.
The court said that as far as it was concerned, I did not raise that sufficiently in my case. And of course, we disagree with that because on the face of the case that I filed, it was plain that was one of the things that I challenged. This would be our grounds of appeal. We have already filed our appeal. And I will let you know that the matter came up before the magistrate's court. Now, the issue of the ticket came up before the magistrate's court this morning, and the learned magistrate adjourned the matter pending the outcome of the appeal.
Joseph said they believe that the judge has erred in her judgment.
The errors that we think the judge made is that the judge erred when she held that traffic wardens were not carrying out the functions of police officers, right? The Police Act is clear. The Road Traffic Act is clear as to what functions traffic wardens carry out.
Attorney General Dia Forrester maintains the accuracy of the judgment handed down.
Of course, just prior to this briefing, we were served with a notice of appeal, which indicates that the decision of the trial judge is being challenged by the claimant. Of course, it is our position that the trial judge was correct in all of the findings made, so we will be objecting to the appeal. Now, the decision of the trial judge stands as the present state of the law, and with there being no stay on the decision, that is the applicable law in Grenada, unless it is overturned by the appellate court.
Forrester described the argument put forward by Joseph as flawed.
Actually, traffic wardens are not police officers. Now, that finding to us was not surprising because as on a review of the Road Traffic Act, in comparison to the Police Act, it is evident that the duties of traffic wardens are not equivalent to that of police officers. Even the training to be a traffic warden is not the same as to be a police officer. The duties in common between traffic wardens and police officers are in relation to regulating traffic, but there is no basis on which to state that only police officers can regulate traffic. It was a logical argument of the claimant, but flawed, I would say, was advanced. It was a flawed argument.
Christelina John, GBN News.
It is the first time since the outbreak of COVID-19 in Grenada that fishermen were able to have some level of celebration for their 29th June event. Though those events were not as grand as previous years due to restrictions, many fisherfolk were happy to celebrate. Rena Pierre-Thomas tells us more.
Fisherman's Birthday has been an annual event that fisherfolks throughout the island look forward to each year. Due to COVID-19, all celebration plans were cancelled in 2020. The Guave Improvement Committee is the first organization to host a line of events since the outbreak, under the theme Recognizing the Culture, the Tradition and the Livelihood of the People of St. John, and in particular the people of Guave. Janelle John, Secretary on the Guave Improvement Committee, outlines the activities for the celebration.
From 12 p.m. today, we have Fishermen Can Cook, and that will take place on the Lands Beach. As you can see, there are many fishermen who set up their pots and their stalls already. So we have Fishermen Can Cook, and from 5 p.m. this evening, because of COVID restrictions, we are unable to have our mega show. So we have a virtual show, and we are inviting the entire population to journey with us. It will be live on Rebel Nation, our Facebook page, Guave Improvement Committee, Mikey Live, and other social media.
John spoke of other events that were held in the leading up to the main celebration.
Last Wednesday, 23rd June, from 8 p.m., we had our opening ceremony right here at the Guave Fish Market Conference Room. On Friday, 25th June, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., we had our Parish Expo, and it was held on Boyks Lane. On Sunday, 27th June, we had our retired fisherfolk outreach. On Monday, which was yesterday, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., we had our Guave Fish Market open day, and that was held on the jetty, right here at the jetty.
Despite the effects of COVID-19, the Secretary was happy to announce the support received from businesses on the island. For GBN News, I am Rena Pierre-Thomas reporting.
Well, happy Fisherman's Birthday. Moving on, Grenadian small businesses now have one more option available when seeking collateral for startups, expansions, or recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic. A forum for micro, small, and medium enterprises was organized by the Republic Bank to introduce entrepreneurs to the Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee Corporation. Republic Bank also took the opportunity to unveil its suite of products and service accessible to these enterprises. We get more in this report.
Republic Bank Grenada is just one of the 16 partners across the region, which is working with the Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee Corporation in assisting micro, small, and medium enterprises. The corporation, which is an agency of the ECCB, is targeting small and medium businesses that may require technical as well as financial assistance via its guarantee program. CEO of the ECPCGC, Carmen Gomez-Trigg, says 3 products are being offered in their partial credit guarantee.
So far, we've rolled out 3 products. The Classic Guarantee, which is our original product, the Working Capital Guarantee, and the Startup Guarantee. The latter 2 are designed to help customers who have been, struggling through COVID, who've lost revenue and so on. So these 2 products are designed to help them through the post-COVID period. And we do charge a small fee for the service of guaranteeing or partially guaranteeing the loan.
She says the corporation, which is the guaranteeing agency, the participating lenders, which are the financial institutions, and the MSMEs are involved in the tripartite arrangement.
So the agency, ECPCGC, provides to the participating lender, the bank of your choice, a guarantee that we would support the loan to a certain amount. We provide collateral to a certain amount for the borrower who does not have enough collateral, enough security for the loan.
The corporation CEO says the guarantee program is available to entrepreneurs within the ECCU.
The conditions for borrowing are 1, that you must be registered, 2, that your annual revenue must be no more than $2 million EC dollars, 3, that that the number of employees must be less than 50. 4, that the borrower must provide 20 to 25% equity in the project for which the loan is sought. So what we're going to do is look and see how much of your own equity, your own funds, your own initiative that you put into the project.
The potential business seeking the guarantee will cover NGOs and for-profit organizations, which include churches and farmers, among others. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The mother of 3-month-old Frankel O'Neill Lewis is seeking the assistance of the public in giving her baby a fair chance at life. Chrislina John picks up this story.
Mother of baby Frankel, Mozana Lewis from Grenada St. Andrew, says her baby was born with a heart problem that she detected after being discharged from hospital. This now requires the infant to have emergency heart surgery.
He had bowing as a see now and it's shaking up. Yeah, breathing high. Heavy. When I go for 6-week period to get injection, they tell me emergency and it took off Merbo. And I see how come I get to find out the child is sick. You have a hole in the heart. X-ray, echo, and then when you do it first once, then they tell me you have a hole, but they don't directly which part today. And then they do a next one from overseas, and then they see it which part today.
Ms. Lewis says the surgery will be done free of cost in Miami, Florida, and will be facilitated by Chores. However, she needs to cover other expenses to get to Barbados, to get her visa, the cost of accommodation, and other items for her and baby Frankel.
Looking for little assistance for baby, as 2 of us have to travel to go overseas. It's not much, but look where we get. The career we get is going to satisfy to go abroad. I need clothes and for me to travel to go overseas because I don't have and work in no way. Well, I have 3 children, and so that is the only baby are sick and we need assistance for baby.
Says she welcomes any assistance she can get, be it cash or kind, in giving her baby the life he deserves. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Wednesday, the 30th of June, will be the day that all those who took the COVID-19 vaccines in Grenada will find out who is the lucky winner of the 10,000 EC dollars game of chance. Rena Pear Thomas tells us more.
The promise made by Minister for Health Nicholas Steele just over 2 weeks ago is about to be fulfilled. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Grenada Lottery Authority, will be hosting a special lottery draw for people who are vaccinated on the island. The winner of the draw will win 10,000 EC dollars. General Manager of the National Lottery Authority, Jeffrey Gilbert, says they are happy to be part of the event.
Well, we at the NLA, we are extremely pleased to support the Ministry of Health in its efforts to increase the number of persons vaccinated. Our scheduled time is about 2:15. Around 2:15. The winning number will be transmitted electronically to the Ministry of Health. So by any time after 3 o'clock, there should be some formal announcement.
The draw was first scheduled for Sunday, June 27th, but was later postponed to the 30th. While the draw will not be held live, Gilbert says that all measures are in place to ensure that the game is fully transparent.
But rest assured that all the necessary checks and balances, the auditors, and just to make sure that everything is above board, the integrity of the draw, similar to what we do in our own NLA regular draws, similar to how the games of the NLA is conducted.
The NLA General Manager is encouraging all Grenadians to be vaccinated to keep safe from COVID-19.
It's a good opportunity to encourage the population to come out and be vaccinated, which is basically the only way we can get ourselves out of this current pandemic.
The game of chance is government's latest effort to encourage Grenadians to take the COVID-19 vaccine AstraZeneca. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
Just in time for month end. Moving on, members of the Grenada Renaissance Party on Tuesday showed full support to unvaccinated workers at the St. George's University who were denied entry to the SGU compound. Rena Pierre-Thomas reports.
Well, on the behalf of the Renaissance Party, we came here today on this side of the workers to show we support, we solidarity with them. Well, we believe that the so-called vaccine is not a vaccine, it's an injection, because a vaccine heals and cure, and this does not heal and cure, so we don't believe in it.
That was Oral Roberts, member of the Grenada Renaissance Party, GRP. The political party, which is headed by Martin Washington Edwards, has expressed full support to the workers who were asked not to return to work if they would not take the AstraZeneca vaccine in mid-June. The party members stood in solidarity with the workers, whom they believe have the right to decide to take or not to take COVID-19 vaccine without putting their job on the line.
Well, we think that everybody should be treated equally, and we're not happy with a few workers standing out here because they're not vaccinated, so we think that we need to stand alongside them in showing our support for them. Among the workers here, we're prepared to join them and show the support for them.
Speaking on behalf of the party's leader, Roberts is inviting all Grenadians who are in support of the workers to help send a message to those in authority on Wednesday, 30th June at 9 a.m.
I would like to make a special appeal to Grenadians at large to come out and show the support for the SGU workers that refuse to take the vaccine and they've been out on the street. I believe it's wrong to force people to take vaccine. It should be a choice of the people, okay? Because once the vaccine doesn't heal and cure, it's no sense we taking it. We think that's just a mockery. So I'm making a special appeal for Grenadians to come out here tomorrow at 9 o'clock and show the support for the SGU workers. So we expect more groups to join in, and we're calling on the nation to come out and show the support for the SGU workers.
The school has been in negotiation with the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union. The representative for SGU workers, President General of the union, Andrew Lewis, said he met with workers on Monday evening to chat the way forward.
Met with the workers yesterday, that's impacted workers, together with the shop stewards. It was one of the better meetings that we have had. It was a very, very useful meeting. It was a very meaningful engagement where we exchange our different ideas on the way forward. As we speak, through the union's engagement with the school, we have been able to get the school to make an amendment to one of its original position, which is now positive for the workers. I will not go into the details, but what it shows is that dialogue is important, and to follow the grievance procedure and engagement is important.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pierre-Thomas reporting.
Bruv, hello? I can't see you. What's good? But I can't even hear you. Yo. Hello? Hello? Ah! Okay, I see. I'm good. I'm coming in. Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Montreal, it's time to line virtually one more time. Gemma Rayburn Baines here for Spice Island Cultural Festival, a celebration of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. This summer's festival is a celebration of life with food, fashion, music, and culture. Join us online Saturday, July 10th, 3 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Spice Island Cultural Festival. Info, spiceislandculturalday.com.
Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask up, wash your hands up, and practice social distance. This is we chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on, let we fall in line. We want to come back to we social life. There is vaccination island wide. So come on, let we fight it to protect we and we family.
This is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Good morning, Grenlek Meter Reader.
Morning, Mr. Meterman. I'm glad I caught you. Last month, I got a very high bill, and I don't understand why.
Last month, we were not able to access your meter, so we had to estimate the bill.
So what can I do to ensure that my meter is easily accessible?
Well, you can get your licensed electrician to move your meter outside of the gate or directly in front of the house.
Well, I'll consider that.
Grenlek, energizing our Grenada.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way, from birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and programs, including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAMCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Community Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is now 18 and a half minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Those of you who are just joining us, just getting out of bed, I envy you. Those 1 hour, maybe 2 hours more than I did. 2 hours more sleep than I got. I envy you just a little bit, but happy that you're joining us this morning. And those of you who stuck with us, thank you so much for your patience. Good morning and bless up your whole selves. Let's get into this morning's discussion. I have joining me virtually this morning our representatives of the NTA, or should I say the National Training Agency. I have the Marketing and Communications Officer, Kate Julien-Gutu, and the Enterprise-Based Training Officer, Mr. Ricardo Nicholas. Good morning, lady and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us this early Wednesday morning.
Good morning to you. Blossom. Good morning to your listeners, and thanks for having us.
Appreciate your appearance this morning. I know you'd be in bed possibly for this hours, but I'm glad that it's not me alone awake at this hour. So thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Blossom, and to your listeners and viewers on all of your platforms. I know you're sometimes on Facebook as well.
Yes.
I had to kind of rush I have indigestion right now because I kind of rushed the breakfast. I said if I'm going to brush my teeth before I go on TV, I might as well eat.
You might as well. Well, at least you had breakfast. Don't worry.
Yeah, she's in front of us.
She's in front of us.
Nicholas will tell you by the time I get to office, I'll be having another breakfast. Oh yes.
It never hurts to have 2 breakfasts, I can tell you that much. So thank you once again for joining us. Let's start. I'll start with you, Mrs. Gutu. Let's first look at an overall perspective of the NTA, the National Training Agency. What are some of the latest that the agency has been up to over the past few months? You know what? Since 2021 started. Let's go there.
Okay. Well, perception is everything, right? And I think we in the last month or so, we have been doing a series of radio, television appearances, interviews, and stuff like that, because we want to get out of some more visibility in the public, and we want to share information about what we do and the perception that the Grenadian public have of the National Training Agency. Now, over the years, we have been engaged in a number of projects, government-funded, part-funded projects, international-funded projects. And most of these projects are involved in training unemployed youth between a certain age, usually between 16 to 35. So we've been involved in the Skills for Inclusive Growth, which basically was a project that set up the NTA back in 2009, 2010. Then we've been involved in quite a number of other projects since then, CARSIP, a few others, MAREP. Now we're involved in SIAP and SKY. And a lot of other publics in Grenada do not know that we have other programs and that we are involved. And maybe the main aspect of our work does not involve unemployed youth or youth at all, or unskilled youth, but actually workers, employed persons, skilled persons. So that is what we want to focus on in recent months and for this year and going forward. We want to change the perception that, we get a lot of calls, what training by persons who are unemployed, what training do you guys offer? And that's another perception that people have of us. Again, every day I am responding to questions about whether, how much does this school cost, what training we have to offer, and so on. And we are not a school. We do not do any training. We are the national body that is responsible in Grenada for vocational skills, education, and training, to oversee, to monitor, to help set up programs, to accredit training centers, to provide certification, to verify, to validate, or to develop occupational standards. Those are the sort of things that we are involved in and do as part of our functions. So we are not a training school, we are not a training institution. So when persons call us seeking training, we advise them where they can get the training. So whether they need to go to the community college or to a number of private training providers that we have approved and accredited over the years. So those are two perceptions that we want to begin changing in the public and changing nationally. That one, we are a training institution, that we train, that we deliver technical skills training, and two, that we are involved or engaged in training and certifying only unemployed youth within a certain age group. And I know why people would get that perception, because we put the ads out there when we are occasionally called upon to help manage some of these programs, these projects, to recruit persons for the training providers that deliver the training and so on. But we are the managers, not the actual training institution. So I hope I've, first of all, made that clear. So part of the reason we are on television this morning, and part of the reason we've been making the rounds going on television and radio and so on, is that this year we really want to make a push to say that the National Training Agency, we want to see that our workforce become more competitive, become more productive, and that the numbers of persons that are in our workforce that are not trained or certified do become trained, do get training, or do become certified where they have the skills. So we have a number of programs that we are involved in. And one of those programs is the assessment of prior learning. And as the name indicates, assessment prior learning. So this would be persons who would have gained in the workforce or who are self-employed, who would have gained over the years experience in an occupational area by years of, maybe they were apprenticed to someone, maybe they have learned it on the job, so they have acquired skills, knowledge over time. They know how to do the tasks perfectly, so they know what it takes to be a great bartender, to be a great baker, but they have never gone to a school for it, or they have not been certified. So our assessment of prior learning program addresses that issue. The person, it goes through an assessment process, and I'll have Nicholas talk about that, goes through an assessment process leading to certification. Then we have our enterprise-based training programs, in which we want to engage, or we engage with employers to make sure that where they have skills gaps or persons who are untrained or uncertified in an organization, we can assist them with making sure that their employees are trained and certified. And then we also have community-based programs where we can go out into our communities, villages, different parishes, to NGOs and so on that are doing or trying to develop conduct training for persons within the community to build their skill competencies. We also help with that as well. So I'll turn over now to Nicholas so he can tell you more about the assessment process.
Sure. Mr. Nicholas?
Thank you very much. The assessment of prior learning, as Kay would have alluded, focuses on candidates' prior learning experiences, and it means all of the experiences. It means formal, it means non-formal, and it also means informal education. It also means certified and uncertified, areas of learning. And this is one of the quickest, I would say most efficient pathway to earning your CVQ or NVQ, becoming certified in your particular area. So one of the first things that is done with a candidate with the assessment of prior learning, the acronym is APL, is to identify the occupational area that candidate is involved in. So that will be a pre-assessment. It involves having a conversation with that candidate to identify that area, and also to ascertain, the person's level of experience, I would say, where that occupational area is concerned. But to really find out where that individual might be, we conduct what is called a self-assessment. It's an instrument that is designed using the core units. These are the units in the occupational standard. Should that person would have been put through a formal training, right? All the units that they would have covered, the mandatory units. So a self-assessment is done and the results are analyzed. And once this person would have scored an average of about 4 or 5, it is based on a rating scale. So we rate their knowledge, we rate their skills. So how well you know the units in that occupational area, the skills, how well you can perform those areas, and also the frequency, how often do you perform those areas. So after the rating, we ascertain that person's level. Normally a 4 or 5, we push you through the APL. If you score a 3, it means that you would have had a level of, maybe numerous gaps. And it might just be that we have to get training for you. We may have to...
I'm on GBM.
Hey, mute your mic.
So, Ms. Julian, just mute your mic, please. Sorry.
Mute your mic, hey.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Nicholas.
Right. Yes. So after that is done, after the pre-assessment, what we do is we get an assessor, right? We link an assessor to the candidate, or with the candidate, I should say. And the job of the assessor is basically to develop an action plan with the candidate so that the assessments can be conducted. So in essence, what will be done is the time and the place of assessment, and also the modes of assessment, right? Whether it will be, well, it must be practical, and we advocate for multimodal. So there will be practical sessions with the assessor. There will also be oral sessions. You have to vocalize some procedures and so on based on your occupational standard. And there will also be written assessments, right? And maybe other forms of assessment. And all of this, as I speak, is documented in a portfolio, right? So the portfolio is the candidate's core evidence, a piece of work that he or she can show based on the different assessments they would have completed with the assessor. After the assessments, the assessor teams up with a verifier. And the verifier works with the assessor and also the candidate to ascertain the person's level of competence. So in essence, if person X completes, let's say, 3 different areas of assessment or 5 different areas of assessments, the verifier now would look at the standard and based on his or her experience would tell whether or not that candidate is competent indeed in the various areas. So there are 2 types of verifiers. There is an internal verifier and there is an external verifier. So after the internal verifier work with the assessor and the candidate, the external verifier comes in. This is the person who now is from the industry, right? And they would give the final seal of approval, right? Based on the assessments that were conducted and the verification. And after that, it's just a matter of, our certification committee meeting and the portfolio and the reports and so on sent to our board, our GCT vet board, and the candidate get certified. And in saying all of this, the most important part, the most beneficial part is the fact that the APL is very inexpensive. Direct training will cost someone in the vicinity of maybe $3,000, right? For a level 2. For a level 2 CVQ, someone will just have to pay $530, right? For level 3 is $730. Level 4, $1,100, right? So it's very, very inexpensive. And I must interject here to say also that our regional brothers and sisters who come to our show to find employment, the first thing that they do is to stop by the NTA, if they don't have a CVQ or so, to basically do an APL so that they can get a CVQ on their skills certificate instead of having to apply for a work permit, which is very much more expensive, than a skills certificate. So APL is the way to go for our artisans who are already skilled, but are not yet certified.
There may be people who have the skills and feel like, I have the skills already, why do I need to get certified? How would you respond to somebody who is, maybe thinking about it, but have not made up their mind, or somebody who is adamant that they don't need to be certified?
Right. So one of the things I could say is that someone with skills and they are not certified and thinking that, hey, why should I get certified? Well, the question might, the question is, who knows what you have, right? Unless it is being demonstrated or there is some form of documentation that can speak for you. So in other words, your certificate is your testimony. It is your living testimony that you have been, although some certificates could be bought, but not with the NTA, right? It's always is very authentic. But I hasten to say that the fact that you are skilled and you are not certified, you run the risk of not being very marketable, right? Especially with foreign investors and people who know about the value of a CVQ, right? So I think it's very risky. And some of our artisans nowadays, they are realizing that as we continue to, to advertise and to publicize and to make them know what the CVQ is all about and so on. I don't know if Kay want to add anything to that.
Unmute.
Unmute your mic.
Unmute.
You mentioned about our Caribbean brothers and sisters coming to Grenada to, seek out employment here and then seeking to get the CVQ to get the skills, the CSME certificate. Well, the reverse is also true for Grenadians who are skilled as well. So if a Grenadian has a CVQ, they can also seek jobs or employment in other CARICOM territories. They will just have to present their CVQ certificate to receive that CSME certificate. And as we know, the CSME certificate allows free movement of labor within CARICOM. So that's one of the benefits in that it has, it makes it more mobile. It makes it the person more, the qualifications more portable, more mobile, so the persons can go, throughout the region to seek employment. Also, a CVQ in some organizations, a CVQ could lead to promotions. It could lead, if you go up a different level in your certification. Let's say you were level 2 and you receive later on level 3 or level 4 certification. That's a higher level certification. Those are supervisory, managerial level certification. So you can, seek promotion within your organization, or you can change jobs and get a better paying job, and so on. And we have had quite a number of our graduates who have benefited tremendously from having the CVQ or NVQ certification, in that they have received better benefits in terms of not only remuneration, but in terms of promotion or better jobs.
Another concern that I have heard in relation to many of these trainings is the age limitation. A lot of times we hear 18 to 35, and people like me who, let's say, just past 35. Let's say I'm 36. Actually, I am 36. People who are 36, I would like to get certified in whatever field they are, finding it hard to find a course that would facilitate their age group. Is the NTA planning to maybe expand its reach for the people who want to get certified?
So let me explain that, and then maybe Nicholas can chime in as well. This is what I mentioned at the beginning, the perception. So a lot of the times when we put out these notifications, those are for the scholarships, the funded projects that the government of Grenada is offering. And those projects, these funded or part-funded projects with international funders and donors, are usually targeted at youth. And the youth are between the ages 16, normally 16 to 35. And they're usually unemployed or unskilled. So that's a specific demographic, specific group of persons that are targeted for these scholarship programs. I know quite a number of people have asked, well, what about scholarships for working persons, skilled persons, persons over? But normally, I guess it's a political thing as well. For the countries and the funders, most people, if you're going to be given funding to another country or so on, it's how do you justify giving it to working person skilled? Normally, to give assistance somewhere, you would give where there's a lack, where there's a shortage, where there's you know what I mean. So young persons just starting out are a good target. Unemployed, unskilled, good target to put funding or to put funding into a country or to send funding into another country. So those are some of the drawbacks for funding for employed persons. So we would now have to seek to how we can fund or how maybe between employees contributing, both maybe government contributing in some way, to have employees and employers fund training for working skilled persons. So it's very hard for persons who are over the age of 35 to be part of some of these scholarships. And these scholarships mean again, this training is provided free of cost to the persons who are selected to participate in the training. So they receive the training free, they receive the certification free, and in some cases they receive a stipend for transportation. And as in the current case with the SIA project, they receive stipend for childcare as well. So it's basically meant for underprivileged persons to lift them out of poverty, etc.
Yeah.
And you also have a campaign for self-employed individuals, self-employed skilled people. And there are a lot of people, and what comes to mind quickly are the people who sell fruits and vegetables, as well as maybe not restaurant, but small eateries, and so, in little pockets across the island, little places, and so, and helping them get certified and be assessed. And even they might think, I don't necessarily need to do this. How would you encourage them? Why would you encourage them to get certified? I mean, I know we went through this, Mr. Nicholas, in terms of people who are thinking twice about it, but there may still be resistant people. And there's somebody on the WhatsApp as well that's saying, I don't see the need to get certified. I've been in this business for 12 years. WhatsApp, just let me know which business you've been in for 12 years so I can have a better idea. But they're saying they've been in the business for 12 years and they don't see the reason to get certified. And I guess at this point they're probably over 35 as well for 12 years in whatever business it is.
Nicholas, you want to answer?
Yeah, I want to start because if for example, an individual X, right, is cooking, as you say, preparing meals and so on. I've been in that business for 10, 15 years. The question is asked, how good are you at what you do? What level do you think you are at? Are you at a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, 4, 5, right? If you do an APL, if you get certified, you get certified, this exactly will ascertain your level, right? So one of the benefits of all of this is to actually bring you to a state of awareness so that you know which level you are at, right? And the levels are explained. They were explained by Kay. Also, I believe that once you are certified at something, at an occupation, right, it gives you a level of confidence, right? So in essence, sometimes you're doing something, practicing a particular skill for over 10, 15 years, but who says it is the right way you are doing it? Who says that, you are not doing something wrong? What about the occupational health and safety? Are these enforced, right? So some of these things, these are some of the areas that are covered when we do certification, when we do training. So it is very important. I think, formalizing, our training and getting certified is very, very important. Because, hey, I'm telling you, nowadays, our world is very, very competitive and people tend to go for the best. They don't just want an ordinary roadside vendor. If they have a choice and they know that someone has a CVQ and they know what that means, trust me, they have an option and maybe they just may go for the person with that certificate.
The person says they started off as a shop and they've evolved into a mini restaurant. I guess they're selling food and so...
it's wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah, Blossom?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So to add to answering that question, a person who is certified, they, as Nicholas mentioned, they not only know their levels, but the standards are to industry standards, quality standards. So as he said, they may be doing, you maybe have been running a restaurant for 12 years, but you're doing things in that restaurant. You're preparing food wrong. You're not giving people quality food, or you're not giving quality service as you should. To international, because our standards are based on internationally approved standards, world standards. So you could be doing what you're doing for 12 years, but you're doing it at substandard levels. And you're giving your customers, and we are fortunate in Grenada in that our market is not more competitive, because if we were in a bigger society where there's greater competition, if you are providing substandard service or substandard food, the customers would gravitate to another business that is providing better service, better. In a lot of cases, we have monopolies in Grenada, and people may not have access to variety and diversity as in other larger societies. So we stick with what we have, but it does not mean it is the best. It is of the best quality or anything like that. So, and then not only that, life circumstances. I know people who have been self-employed, who have had businesses. Then we had Ivan, and Ivan destroyed their businesses, and they've never recovered. They've been sent into poverty after that, or they may have to retrain or reskill and go into another job. So you never know where life may take you. It may mean that one day some bad decision may be made financially, and your business has to close, or it flops, or it falls apart, and then you have to seek employment somewhere else. In that case, you would need to have the certification. Our society is moving in that direction. You cannot, in most cases, you cannot just show up somewhere and say, I've come for a job. You have to show how you're skilled in that job to receive that job, what certification you have. It's the same way, like you go to a job, in some cases on the academic level, they say, well, we need you to have 5 CXCs and so on. Persons need to demonstrate that they have skills nowadays to get a job. So I would not say, have anyone sit in comfort and say, I'm okay because I'm skilled and I'm good at what I'm doing and I don't need to be certified. You definitely need to be certified because you are not in control of your future. You do not know how your future will turn out. We could have another hurricane this year, maybe, or next year, and then everything falls apart and you have to start over, and then what? So, or some other natural disaster, or some other financial difficulty that requires you to start over. So I believe persons where the opportunity exists should seek to be certified. And we are the agency that deals with that. So I would encourage all persons to seek us out. And I mean, unless you have other questions, I will let the public know how they can get a hold of us.
Yes, please, as we prepare to wrap up. Yes, please.
Yes, so persons can, to get more information, to seek to have a meeting with us or anything like that, they can call us at 435-9092 or 9093. They can visit our website. We have a very good website with very informative. We've just redesigned our website not too long ago, just a couple months ago. A lot of information. Persons can get interest forms. They can download information. All of our standards, occupational standards are there, so they can go through the standards to see if they have the competencies in the areas, the different units of the standards, whether they can go through an APL process or whether they would want to go through training. So we have that. We have different forms that they can download, interest forms that they submit to us if they're interested in the APL or enterprise-based training. And our website is www.grenadanTA.gd. So persons can visit our website, www.grenadanTA.gd. Persons can also email us. They can. Each of the officers at the NTA has has an email address, or they can email. Our formal email address is, let me find it here, info@grenadanTA.gd, info.grenada@grenadanTA.gd. So they can also email us and contact us that way as well, and we will give them more information. But at this time, we are also on our homepage, on our website, we have open application right now for persons can fill out the form if they're interested in the APL for general construction, electrical installation, plumbing, allied health, geriatric caregiver, food preparation and cookery, and food and beverage bar service. So those are some of our scholarship areas right now, but we are still accepting applications for those, and even persons who are above the age of 35, they can fill out the application forms. They will just have to pay for the to go through the process. So we are not stopping anyone from applying for an APL.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Gutu and Mr. Nicholas. Appreciate you both so very much. Thanks for the information, and I wish you all the best with all the future endeavors of the NTA.
Thank you very much again for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you. Same to you.
Officials of the National Training Agency, the Marketing and Communications Officer, Mrs. K. Julien-Gutu, and the Enterprise-Based Training Officer, Mr. Ricardo Nicholas. Let's take a very quick break, and then we're going to come back and link up with Just School Media for this morning's Traffic Cam, and he's in Big Paris, St. Andrew this morning. We'll be right back.
Trends come and go, but jewelry is forever in style. Give a gift that lasts a lifetime. Diamond Intercontinental have diamond jewelry, gold and silver jewelries, engagement rings, wedding bands, chains, bracelets, and so much more. They also carry brands such as Anne Klein and Guess. Why wait? Visit Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store at the Esplanade Mall. Call 440-231234. The number again, 232-1234.
Montreal, it's time to line virtually one more time. Gemma Rayburn Baines here for Spice Island Cultural Festival, a celebration of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. This summer's festival is a celebration of life with food, fashion, music, and culture. Join us online Saturday, July 10th, 3 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Spice Island Cultural Festival. Info, spiceislandculturalday.com.
It's now time for us to join Just School Media for this morning's Traffic Cam, and he's in the Big Paris. St. Andrew, good morning. Let's hear what the traffic is like from Junior Checkley of Just School Media.
There is no traffic on this road going to the airport anymore. Those of you just joined, we are in Pulse, and our traffic cam this morning took you down memory lane by 36 years. Or traveling this road to go to the Pulse airport to get a flight, to get an air transport to go to Barbados or Trinidad, and that will take you further on. A beautiful rainbow over the town. Magnificent rainbow this morning. So we are outside the Sea Moon Pavilion, or the Sea Moon, what used to be the Sea Moon Pavilion, and now we have the Sea Moon Industrial Park Call Center. Look at that beautiful rainbow over St. Andrews. No traffic in St. Andrews. What a change, a difference it made from traveling from one parish to the next to see the traffic condition around the same time of the morning. Now we are heading over Paradise Bridge. That's the only working traffic light in Grenada, the only working traffic light in Grenada, right here at the Paradise Bridge. I remember coming to Pools, drop my mom at the airport. It was in 1982. And back in that time, to come to Pools, you always had to pass over the hills because St. David Road was not completed as yet. So you always had to pass over the hills through the Granite Time. And now we are headed. It's a wet Wednesday, I'll be urging motorists to be very cautious on the Nations Road this morning. To be very cautious on the Nations Road. Because the road is wet. Motorists that be a bit patient on the road when you're driving and you meet a learner. Remember, you was once there learning how to drive, so exercise patience as you meet a learner on the road. Don't honk your horn to get them intimidated. traffic cam. We'll try to do a different location, a different parish. So bringing in traffic cam from all over Grenada. And we see, compared to St. George's this time of the morning, Grenville is a piece of cake. It's dead. It's just dead. So thank you for viewing this morning. This has been your Wednesday morning traffic cam. There is no traffic in the Grenville area. Not much traffic. So we thank you for viewing. Have yourselves a wonderful Wednesday.
Thank you to Just Cool Media for this morning's traffic cam every Monday and Wednesday. This morning we were in the big parish. Always good to see what the big parish looks like. And now let's get ready for the morning lies. The BBC's 8 a.m. newscast. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Good Morning Grenada. Stick and stay. Coming up at 9, we will be joined by officials of the Ministry of Health for this morning's To The Point program. And in the meantime, stay dry, stay safe.